What's going on, YouTube? It's the Authentic Man, aka Godson Ken. Back with another video. I got a few moments before I gotta head out and try to get the drug test done for the new work opportunity. So it's like, you know what? I might as well kind of turn my thoughts into content, give you guys my opinion. What I'm drinking on this coffee and water and getting some liquids in me, so by the time I get to the place, I can just be in and be out and not have to be sitting there drinking liquids to, try to give a urine sample. So, what I'm going to be speaking on today is going to be basically my sort of reaction, or you can just really just say perspective on what went down on the Fresh and Fit podcast between Tommy Sotomayor and a girl named Chay. I think that's her short name. I don't know her full name. So, once again, though, before I get into this, make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, stuff like that. Y'all know the drill. Everybody says the same thing. Oh, and by the way, before I get into this as well, guys, look, this is for anybody. This is for anybody that's just looking to maybe, start trying to make some side money or something. These days, especially in 2022, people are literally paying others for their opinions. And you, as an individual, if you haven't already started to monetize your opinion, do so. It's nothing more than So what I got going on right now is I'm just using my recorder on my computer, but this is just as simple as either turning on your camera or your phone and recording yourself giving your opinion, or if you don't want to necessarily record a video of yourself, you can honestly make it way quicker to upload. Is just to turn on the voice recorder on your phone. If you don't have a voice recorder that's a voice recorder app that's already on your phone by default, you can usually go to the Play Store for Android, or I'm pretty sure you can go to the Apple Store for iPhone and get a voice recorder that will allow you to record. Not only will it allow you to, if you have, certain ideas that might come up and you need a voice memo, it'll allow you to record that, but it'll allow you to also just, again, get your opinion out. If you're having an internal monologue, I know not everybody has an internal monologue, I think it's weird, but it is what it is. But if you're having an internal monologue, we are, again, living in an era where people will pay you for your opinion. And some of you guys are extra popular, you're popping, people like you, guys have good energy, you bring a certain something that people like. If you're on Facebook and you see yourself, you get an average of 15, 20 likes over whatever you post, to me, you need to be making content, you need to be monetizing and getting money off of your opinion, because that is the thing today. So I just wanted to throw that out there before I get into this whole Tommy Sotomayor thing. Alright, so again, yesterday, and I didn't get to catch the whole podcast. I honestly only caught the tail end of it because I was at work with me all day. But yesterday, Tommy Sotomayor was on air with a girl named Chay. Now, just to give a quick backstory, these two have been on the air before. They were on the air, I want to say it's supposed to be 3 or 4 weeks ago now. But Tommy first came on to the podcast. This was his first time on the podcast, right? And she was on there as well. And Tommy Sotomayor and her seemed to have really been getting along. She seemed to really be into Tommy Sotomayor, and she had a friend that was with her as well that was really into Tommy Sotomayor, right? And Tommy Sotomayor is the type of dude to, if he likes a chick, or if he's feeling a chick, he is going to go for it, To the guys who, because this isn't really, relationship content, but obviously it's revolving around that because of the mental stuff. Look, guys, I always say, if you are into a girl, or if you really just want to up your rotation, quote unquote, if you want to up your chances of getting women, the best thing you can do is simply to approach a woman or let a woman know. Let her reject you. Let her turn you down. And this is what Tommy did. This is what Tommy does. He is very good at picking up on when a chick is into him, but he is also not afraid to just go for it. And in this situation with Chay and her friend, I think Claudia is her name, something like that, he went for it, right? And so basically what happened, from the way that Tommy explained it and Chay explained it, so the story's corroborated at that point, is that they pretty much hit it off on that first little interview that they had on Fresh and Fit. And then eventually Tommy flew both Chay and her friend Claudia out to his house and basically smashed them, or attempted to smash them, right? And Tommy eventually, during that whole smashing session, Chay is saying that nothing happened between her and Tommy, but I'm just gonna call BS and cap on that. I think Tommy's events are probably what are more true, because he's not necessarily shown to be a liar. That's one thing I will say about Tommy, is that, look, you can call him anything, you can call him whatever, but I don't think he's a liar, because he's literally sitting here having back and forth with like a 7-foot, basketball player and telling him to meet up. So I don't think he would have any reason to lie to anybody in Fresh and Fit, or lie to any woman. So the way that he explains it is that he eventually was just starting to feel the Claudia girl more. She's light-skinned, she's his type. It is what it is, right? And Chay started to get really jealous. And I could see this happening, because I think Chay is used to guys chasing her validation. She's used to guys giving her free validation, telling her she's the best and whatever and everything like that. And she's not used to rejection. She's not used to being the B-roll in that situation. Because if you understand about like girl dynamics, especially like friend dynamics, there's always a pretty one and an ugly one. You know what I'm saying? And in this scenario, she is used to probably being the pretty one, but in the frame to where she was with Tommy and stuff like that, and they're doing their thing down there in Atlanta or whatever with Tommy, she is now the B, because Tommy is feeling Claudia, and so now she's feeling some type of way. At the same time, I think Chay was really starting to develop an emotional attachment to Tommy, because Tommy talks to her in a way that I doubt any man, especially elderly man, especially man that she could respect. And I'm not talking about like surface level respect. I'm talking about like that respect you would have for like a father or a big brother, uncle, stuff like that. She was starting to have that type of deep respect for him. And again, she was starting to really get emotionally attached. You can call that falling in love, excuse me, or whatever. But that's what I think most likely was starting to happen. And then at the same time, she is seeing that Tommy is more sexually interested in this girl. Because again, most likely what it is they all in the same room, same bed or whatever. She butt naked, her friend butt naked, Tommy butt naked, but Tommy giving all the play to the friend, and she just on the side getting the little here and there's. It is what it is, right? And so in a moment to where she is in her feelings, and this is according to kind of how Tommy told the story, she leaves. She eventually gets up and she leaves. She puts on her clothes. She heads out and says, whatever. She does whatever, right? She doesn't want to be there no more. And Tommy's immediately as she Tommy lets the girl go, but then, sends her a text message like, hey, if I did something to offend you or anything like that, I apologize. I'm here to try to make it up. And she basically said, nah, I'm all good. I just want to get a plane ticket back to the house, right? Back to Miami, because I think that's where Chay is originally from. And so Tommy obliges, like, okay, cool. I flew you out here. It ain't nothing for me to get you a ticket back. This is a courtesy. It's similar to like, it's like this, guys. It's similar to like if you were to invite a girl onto a dinner date, right? And she's not feeling that dinner date, and she wants to leave. As a gentleman, as a guy, as a person of good faith, if she says she wants to leave that dinner date or she's no longer interested or whatever, you know what? You can do one or two things. You can just say, you know what, get up, get on out of here, I don't give a damn about you. Or B, you can say, you know what, I appreciate the time for you coming out and everything like that. I understand that you're a little bit uncomfortable. As a gesture of good faith, since I brought you out here to this dinner date, I'm going to drive you back home. Or if you don't want to necessarily take her back home from that dinner date, you don't feel like going across town, you can say, you know what, I want to go ahead, I'll get you an Uber to get you back to your place and stuff like that. It's a gesture of good faith because you were the one that invited him out. And in this situation, I think that's what this was. This was a gesture of good faith on Tommy Sotomayor's part to say, okay, I flew you guys out here, you're no longer comfortable, I will get you back home. And ended at that. The other girl didn't leave. The best friend, that was Shay's best friend supposedly, she didn't leave. She stayed with Tommy, and he continued to get in them sweet watery guts. It is what it is, right? And so, again, they had some type of exchange back and forth on texting and stuff like that. But again, eventually stuff kind of fizzled out to where, again, I think one side, again, in this particular side, Chay, she was getting a little bit more emotionally attached to Tommy. And Tommy was just not emotionally attached to her. It is what it is, right? And so, eventually the stuff probably dies down a little bit. And again, now, like I said, 2, 3, 4 weeks have passed by. They come onto the podcast, and from how I understand it, Tommy didn't know Chay was going to be there, and Chay didn't know Tommy was going to be there. Because you got to understand, Fresh and Fit, Myron and Walter, they don't know about what's going on between Chay and Tommy. This is just some stuff that, it's between them two, three individuals, Chay, her best friend, and Tommy. This is between these three adults. You know what I'm saying? And so, the last time that Fresh and Fit had Chay and Tommy on, they produced a pretty quality show. And so to them, probably how they're thinking is, there's no reason to let them know each other's going to be there. This is just a, hey, surprise, we cool to see you. The Fresh and Fit just not knowing that shit. She'd have been already seeing Tommy way more extensively after that, but they just don't know that stuff, right? And so they get up on there, and I haven't watched the full thing, and I wasn't able to watch it because they privated the video because at the end of how the stuff went down, they privated it. So, but from what Tommy said is that she got on the show and was basically in her feelings. She was salty a little bit, so she started doing like, what would be called shade. She started to say certain stuff or do certain things to where it was like a shade type of diss, to where you can tell that there was the other people in the Fresh and Fit and the other audience members, they might not have known, but Chay knew what Tommy knew what she was talking about. Again, it was like an inside joke type of thing. But in this moment, this wasn't a joke. It was the opposite of a joke. It was just her being in her feelings, right? And ultimately, the show lasted, 3 hours? So after 3 hours of this stuff going down, Tommy and Chay, the girl, get into it to where Chay basically makes it known that she stopped following Tommy. She doesn't follow Tommy. She hadn't been following Tommy for the last 2 weeks. And this, that, and that, and the other. And she would ask Tommy, because basically what really led into the whole ordeal is I was asking Tommy why is he so hard on black women? And Tommy pretty much gave his answer, but instead of her just accepting his answer, she rejected the answer, and so she kept asking him the same question. And again, I don't know if she was expecting him to change his answer or what, but he wasn't going to change his answer. And it should have just been left at that. And I think Tommy even said that, yo, why do you keep asking me the same question? Why are you looking, what are you trying to get out of this, right? And so she then segues into this whole thing again to where she's like, well, that's why I haven't followed you for whatever. You this, there, and that, and the other. And again, it was one of those things to where if you really just look at it, she was just trying to get under Tommy Sotomayor's skin. Because again, she was feeling some type of way with how the whole ordeal and stuff went. Because from how I understand it, even in the show earlier, from what Tommy was saying, she was saying that, Tommy was basically a player. Tommy was this. She was big up at Tommy for a little bit. But again, when Tommy showed that he still has no real interest in her, that's when the shit turned on a dime. So again, she's starting to get back into her feelings. Right? And then, basically what really brought the stuff to a head, it was like, while she's in the middle of explaining that she no longer follows Tommy or whatever, she then says something about, well, that's why you flew me out and paid $2,500 to my friend or something like that, and you didn't get any. And to which Tommy was like, what are you talking about? She was like, yeah, I did fly you and your friend out, but he was like, I effed your fucking friend. He said this right on the air. I fucked your friend. What are you talking about? And then was saying how the friend supposedly finessed Tommy out of $2,500, and he's like, what are you talking about? He didn't finesse anything. And it basically went on from there. She got really in her feelings, and then it got to the point to where the exchange was so heated to where it became physical. The lady, Chay, she got up, she kind of threw the mic or dropped the mic on Tommy's foot, which I think, from what he said, it might be kind of broken now, and then hit Tommy with a two-piece, hit him with a pow, hit him with a boop-bop. And then that's when Tommy was like, you got the wrong nigga, basically. You got the wrong nigga. Or you got the right nigga in this circumstance. And he was ready to tee off on her. He already feeling some type of way about, he already has and it is what it is. He already has kind of a low level disdain for dark-skinned black women. It is what it is. And some of this, I think, is built up over the trauma that he's endured with black women. Some of this, I think, is built up from trauma with his mother. Some of this, I think, is built up from not only trauma with his own mother, but then trauma with his ex-wives. And I don't know if he's actually dealt with that stuff in a healthy way, or really has had that moment to where he can get over that, but he does have a little bit of lingering, or I ain't gonna say he does, he seems to have a little bit of lingering bitterness towards dark-skinned black women. It is what it is, but it's not nothing to where he won't give a black woman a chance. At the same time, I think he's a lot more critical towards black women, or at least seems to be critical towards black women, because he has black daughters, and so he has to be that strong figure to just give them the cold hard truth. Usually our most critical people of us are the ones that love us. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you ever heard the old thing to where when arguments stop happening in a relationship, that's when you should care, because at that point when arguments have stopped, then one party has probably just decided that they no longer care. And not caring is the worst thing. That's the true opposite of love. People often think hate is the opposite of love. No, hate would allow you to at least have that argument, have that debate, try to understand or gain a perspective of the other person that you supposedly hate. Not caring is the point to where you just don't care about their opinion. You don't care about them no more, right? And I don't think, and again, I don't think Tommy Sotomayor is at the point where he doesn't care about black women. Again, I think he loves black women. He hates. I ain't gonna say he hates, but it seems like he hates black women. But again, seeming like you hate a black woman and seeming like you hate period is not the same thing as not caring. Because if somebody that doesn't care, those are the ones you need to be more. Those are the ones you need to be a little bit more like, if you want to say scared of or weary of or cautious of, or whatever you want to call it, right? I would say, let me give you an example. The white judge who just doesn't care about black women at all, and so he will send a black woman he would take a black woman's kids from her, send her black kids to live in the foster care system or be adopted out, and send her on her way. He doesn't care about you. Tommy does. Again, you don't have a whole bunch of white men up here talking about black women because these white men just simply don't care about black women. These white men are talking about white women though. Why? Because they care about white women. Because these white women could potentially produce his white daughters or his white sons. It is what it is. Again, it's one of them things to where, again, the reason he is so critical is because he cares so deeply. He cares so deeply, and so he has to be critical. Because the moment he stops being critical, this is what I'll say: the moment Tommy stops being critical about black women is the moment he no longer cares. And in that moment, that is a very, I ain't gonna say scary place, but that is a very sad place, because that means he has given up on black women. And I don't think Tommy has given up on black women. He hasn't given up on black women, which is why he is still critical. The black men that have given up on black women are the black men that simply do not talk about black women, simply do not care about black issues, simply do not bring up the criticisms, valid criticisms, when it comes to black women issues. And this is, honestly, we could expand this a little further. The people that stop talking about black issues, period, and acting like they don't exist, especially as a black person, the ones that try to act like those issues don't exist and the ones that don't bring up those issues, those are not people that really care about you. Because people that care about you are not going to sit up here and allow you to continue to fail. They're going to do one thing. They're going to either take advantage of your failure, or they're going to do one of three things. They're going to either take advantage of your failure, be critical of your failure, or just not care. Which, again, kind of goes back into the first thing of just taking advantage of your issues. Think of somebody like Derrick Jackson. I wouldn't say Derrick Jackson doesn't care about black women. He cares about a black woman, which is his wife. But black women, he don't really give a damn. But he gonna tell y'all exactly what you want to hear, because why? Y'all gonna pay him. He's taking advantage of you guys' emotional ass feelings that could be manipulated. No, he don't give a damn about y'all like that. Not for real. He gives a damn about his wife. And honestly, he might not give a damn about her all that much. Again, the motherfucker who's on your ass and is really on your ass about shit that they should be on your ass about. So a person that's you doing drugs and they constantly telling you, motherfucker, stop doing drugs, or you can't do drugs around me, G, because that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna fly here. No. Or the motherfucker that's a bum and they best friend is telling them, man, you a goddamn bum. Get your ass up and get up out of here. You can do way better, whatever, whatever. The person that's critical of you, them are the people that really care. They're so critical of you because they, again, it's usually out of love. It has nothing, it's usually out of love. The motherfuckers that don't give a fuck what you do, those are the ones that you gotta really be wary of, because those are the ones, they don't care. They don't care if you're a fucking drug addict. They don't care if you're a bum out here not making money. They don't care if you got three, four different baby mamas or anything like that. Well, hold up, my mom calling real quick. But yeah, man, that's what I wanted to say about this real quick. Hold on, Mom, I'm over here recording this little. Let me finish up with this real quick. Hold on. Okay. No, you can stay on the phone. Let me finish up. All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching. Remember to follow Actual Last Man, aka Godson Ken. And all right, until next time.